Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by the 1 year older co-host of mine, the other Corey.
And I feel 1 year older. My hip hurts and, my memory's going and, geez.
You look as good as you did last week, though, I will tell you.
I know, 36 is the new 86. I'll just say that.
Corey, some interesting announcements this week, some big stuff. We were together for your birthday. I was your birthday gift.
I could have done worse.
You could have done better. I could have done a lot better.
Your words, not mine.
We were at the press conference for the Les Corsaires du Péninsule Acadienne. So let's start with that, and then we'll get into some player signings. So,
sure.
First I'll say, before we get into that, I'll say I'm still heartbroken about River Valley. It still makes me sad. I love that team. I love that town. I loved going there, and some of the best people in the league. So I'm still upset about that, but we'll get back to that in a bit. There's a new team announced. We're at the press conference, Les Corsaires du Péninsule Acadienne. What do you think of the logo?
I like the logo. I like the jerseys. I could have went with more color.
Yeah.
I'm a guy that likes flashy colors. You look at my all-time favorite wrestler. He was a walking neon sign, or running neon sign. Hulk Hogan, of course. That dumb. I have to watch my language here. People watching, my favorite is not Hulk Hogan. It's Corey's favorite.
I did love Hulk Hogan growing up.
You're a loser.
I liked the logo too a lot. I didn't realize that they were pretty much a spitting image jersey, color-wise, as that team from Gaspé, the Corsaires, from wherever that town in Quebec is. A lot of people are really joking about that and mocking it, but there's multiple teams with the same names. It's not the end of the world.
Well, here's the thing. We live in a social media age where that stuff is going to happen no matter what. They could have been original. They could have been anything, and there's still going to be some. You can't please everybody. That's the age we live in. That's the bottom line right there.
What did so I like the logo. You like the logo. You like the jersey. I was kind of iffy on it. I'm not a huge Golden Knight jersey fan. I wasn't a huge fan of the Spring Hill Coal Miners jerseys either. Yeah, it's just not a color combo I like. I like flashy. I like the Dalhousie yellow. I like Dalhousie blue. I love that green from the JCs. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like seeing color fly across the ice. Just a nice jersey like that.
Yeah.
But they're nice logos. They're nice jerseys. How do you find the press conference? That was a good experience.
That was a very good experience. My expectations going into there were, I didn't know what my expectations were because I've never done a press conference. I've never been to anything like that. And we got there. We got to meet the staff they have, Sarah Chachet and all these guys. And really, they treated us very well once again.
Always nice to see Pat Jones and some of the players were there. It's great I enjoyed it. It was nice to finally have the announcement. I didn't expect to see the jerseys and the logo at the same time. So that was a pleasant surprise.
They did a lot more than I thought they would.
Yeah. Their new coach is Dave Cowan. Mm-hmm. So good for Dave Cowan. Going to be a great coach for the team, I think.
Absolutely.
And I think, bringing the teams together in the peninsula, man, I was joking about it yesterday, but I was like, that team's going to have some wicked goaltending because, man, those peninsula goaltenders are so good.
Yeah.
This should be a very competitive team.
It should. There's less teams.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, one has to finish first, one has to finish last, and everything else falls in the middle. Where do they land? I don't know. They should compete. It should be a very interesting playoffs when playoffs get here. Should be a very interesting season. I'm not going to lie. I am a little upset that we don't have that Trackety and Shippigan rivalry. But guess what? That's senior hockey. That happens. We got to get over that. We got to rip that Band-Aid right now. There's one team there. People from the peninsula should be united. They should support this team because there's going to be some damn good hockey. Damn good.
I agree. Some great hockey. We've got some interviews coming up at the end of this episode with Dave Cowan. We've got Pat Jones, and then man, I love interviewing Patrick Jones. What a nice guy.
He's the best. He's the best.
And then we also interviewed Andre. GM of the Les Corsaires du Péninsule Acadienne. So we'll have those interviews at the end of this episode for you. But yeah, I was very, very happy to see everybody. I always love seeing hockey guys in the summer, man. You don't want to wish away the summer. It's a beautiful thing. We enjoy the summer. We love it. I definitely miss being at the rink. I miss seeing those guys. We made a lot of good friends. So, Corey, we're going to get to some signings now. No official signings announced by the team, but I mean, you see these players there. You've got the Bizzo and you've got Jones, and you've got some other guys that were there. If they were there and they're in the picture, odds are they're going to be on the team. Yeah. So there's your signings for them this week. The Miramichi Northmen announced a trio of signings immediately after the Lumberjacks were gone. They snatched up, let's do it in order. First, they signed John Hardy from the River Valley Lumberjacks.
That helps their defense immensely.
One of, if not the best defenseman in the league on the defensive side. Maybe not the most offensive-minded defenseman, but he's a solid defenseman.
Absolutely.
Man, remember that play where he dove across the ice and swept the puck out of the crease in El Cipocto? What a play. That was awesome. So they signed him. Minutes later, they announced they signed Brady Patterson, another great player. And minutes later, they signed Benji. And, that's some leadership right there.
Benji Curtis, multiple times this year, I've heard from multiple people that Benji Curtis is the best captain in the league. Now, Miramichi already had a pretty good captain. Chris Keating he's one of the best too. So you got to imagine that you can't take it away from Keating just because someone else showed up. Give him a letter, sure, but Keating should be your guy. He was your loyal captain.
Keating's your captain, but adding more leadership never hurts. And, you had two great defensemen to an already good defense in Miramichi. You had Brady Patterson, who has a ton of upside, young guy, great defenseman. Unfortunate injury last year against Dalhousie that took him out for the rest of the playoffs. But what a playoffs he had until then. And like I said, John Hardy, just a huge signing, great defenseman. And then the leadership that Benji brings to that team, my goodness. We're not done seeing signings from Miramichi. We don't know what that team's going to ultimately look like. But, man, they're doing some impressive things right now. They haven't announced their import player or their import goaltender yet this year.
No, they have.
So there's some big things coming.
Yeah. Let's hope anyway.
Yeah, let's hope so. The other signing happened minutes before we came live here. I got messages from...
Before you get into that, this was a roller coaster few hours for us with our projects, because I'm going to mention this here. A rest in peace to a maritime wrestling legend. Leo Burke passed away. I was heartbroken by this. And minutes later, I look at my phone and if you ever see that Simpsons episode when Homer's trying to buy the juicer and he's just pressing numbers randomly, that was me trying to call Corey. Because this next thing that Corey's going to talk about, Corey is Nostradamus. He predicted this. Go ahead.
I mean, you didn't need to be Nostradamus to make this prediction, but what team needed a goaltender? The Hawks, probably as bad as anybody. I do think they have, Daigle's been solid for them. I think you can ride that. He took them to a championship. He's a great goaltender. But, man, the Hawks rock the BSHL a little bit with these huge signings. They signed Jason Ryu.
This is their import goalie.
You couldn't sign a bigger import goalie, in my opinion.
No,
he's a beast.
I'm super happy for the Hawks. I'm super happy for Jason Ryu. My immediate shock was not that Jason Ryu was a Hawk, is that Corey in our car ride, I don't remember if it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
or it might have been even before that.
It could have been last weekend. Yeah, it might have been last weekend. We were driving to Spring Hill. We might have talked about it, but I felt like, you know, if there's a signing that's to be made from the Lumberjacks for the Hawks, they need a goalie. Yeah. Boy, do the Lumberjacks have two great goalies. Yeah. So, or not the Lumberjacks, the Northmen, sorry.
Yeah.
Boy, the Lumberjacks, man. I am tired tonight. Them. All right, guys. Sorry, we're going to end this here. Have a good day. No, if the Lumberjacks, one thing the Hawks needed from the Lumberjacks was a good goalie, and they go and sign the best goalie in the league last year, in my opinion, or one of the best goalies in the league, Jason Ryu.
My reenactment of Corey telling me that Jason Ryu is going to be a Hawk. He's like, Jason Ryu is going to be a Hawk. And I'm like, sure. 1 week later, who's looking stupid now? I am.
I really felt like that was just a fit like a glove for the Hawks. And I'm glad for Ryu. I'm glad I'm going to get to watch him another year. What a player. Loved watching him. Even when he was a Wildcat, he was fun to watch. So
absolutely.
Yeah, those are the signings. Kind of a light week for signings this week. I don't think I'm missing any, but that's all that we've got for signings.
Before we go, let's just check Facebook real quick.
Let's just give it did the JCs shock us or anything?
No.
No, I don't see anything. Let's just go to the JCs thing because it's kind of becoming the joke that as soon as I make an announcement, the JCs announce a player. We're still good. The last announcements were Matt Bernier and Sam LeBlanc. So, huge. That's one thing about this week. Not a lot of signings, but some big signings.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, it rocked the BSHL. It rocked senior hockey here in New Brunswick, and after the down of losing River Valley, we kind of came back with a strong week with these signings, and
all former River Valley players. But that's okay. Got to disperse these players somewhere. These guys all deserve to play. So it was interesting week for us. We went to a wrestling show on Friday night in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia.
Yep.
Got to have some Paisanos pizza.
Oh, God, it's so good. Connor Smith, shout out to Connor Smith. He was working the canteen. He is vice president of the BSHL, and I took 2 slices of pizza, and he gave me one slice that was like 2 slices in one.
The size of your freaking face.
Oh my God, it was huge, and I'm like, it's Paisanos. I'm not gonna finish it, and I was so full after that. And it's so funny because Connor, you can see him from space. When you see him, he's wearing tie-dye. We were like right next to the ring. And I just had a bird's eye view all the way across the room to where Paisanos was. And I'm like, that's Connor. And you're like, what? I'm like, that's Connor. He's right there. And you're like, which one? Because Corey has a cousin named Connor. I'm like, if your cousin Connor would have told you he was coming to wrestling, you would know,
Listen, you were excited like you had just seen like Santa Claus or something. I'm like, it's Connor Smith. Yeah. Corey's like so excited. He's a big Connor fan. But the wrestling show was really good. It was a fun wrestling show.
It was.
So we go to a lot of North Pro shows in Moncton. They're, the storylines, and it's more of an adult, edgy show. These shows in Spring Hill, I highly recommend you get out to them. They're like old time wrestling. There's no storylines. A lot of fun is had. Good matches. Mm-hmm. We went to it with a friend of the podcast, Ricky. Ricky met us there. So always nice to see Ricky. We had a lot of fun there. Yeah. But busy week. We also volunteered for the Etienne Bichot golf tournament.
We did. I think I had more fun there than any place else. It was such a relaxing time.
Yeah, it's always nice to be at the golf course and just relaxing. Corey and I were able to talk a lot about future plans for the podcast and all kinds of fun stuff. So the moral of the story is we've been together an awful lot this past week. It almost feels like hockey season. I'm seeing you so much.
I loved it so much. And we're not done. I might as well plug this here. We will be at, 1 second.
Oh, yes, Downtown Wrestling.
Downtown Wrestling, live pro wrestling at, it's called Rodeo Rampage. And this is going to be at the Shediac Center for Speed. $15 for children, adults $25. Family packs. They have a family pack. 2 adults and 3 children for $85. Wrestlers on the card: Justin Newhook. You have Ethan Knight. They will fight for the title. Mia Malik, Jonathan Cross, Rudy Lockhart, Lil Blake. Dawson James, Kobe Christ, a bunch of
We'll be there.
We'll be there. If you are able to make it, our friends at Downtown Wrestling they're great people. They want to put on this great show. Who knows? Maybe they'll come closer one day. Maybe we could grease the wheels with them and try and get them in Buktush and Rishibuktu and all that. Maybe go up north one day with them. Who knows? But if you're able, go check us out on Facebook, Wrestling with the Bros. We're going to have all the information there. And I'm sure Corey's going to share some on the BSHL podcast because we will be there. You can come see Corey and Corey.
We love seeing some local wrestling. We're big supporters. We're big supporters of local sports in general. Yeah. I go see tons of hockey, local wrestling, local football, auto racing. If it's anything where I can get out and hang out with people that I like that are positive and fun to be around, I'm going to be there. Love some senior baseball, as you all know, no secret there. But yeah, we're going to be at this wrestling show in Shediac on August the 4th.
August the 4th.
So, then there's a really cool racing event the night before that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might end up at too, Corey. We don't know yet.
Probably. We hanging out with Corey is, it's not work. It's the best time ever. Like just the golf tournament thing, sitting in the shade, just talking hockey was a blast.
Yeah. And then a great cause, raising money, for the Etienne Bouchot Foundation, former BSHL player with just an amazing family, amazing people, and they raise money to help support kids getting into sports. What a great thing, great charity that I personally hold close to my heart, and I'm very proud to support. So we'll be back there next year for sure.
And you said it best, family. Little kids that were like, I think would be the nephews of
nieces and nephews and brother and parents and aunts and uncles.
They were coming up to us. Do you guys need drinks? There's food there. They like checked up on us every half hour, I think.
It's the most taken care of Corey's has been in a long time, I think.
They would have given me a manicure, I would have been set.
That's not a pedicure. Not a pedicure. That's disgusting.
Going near my feet.
But yeah, what a great charity. What a great golf tournament. I know the Marauders golf tournament was delayed to August.
Yeah,
you can find that information on our website. And that's about it. We're gonna get to the interviews now. Like I said, we have 3 interviews coming up. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. They are in French. I will warn you that we're bilingual. This is a bilingual league, and we're very proud to support our teams in the North with some French interviews. So, hopefully you guys enjoy these interviews. Thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for the support. Thank you to the teams for making all these announcements and making it fun to record podcast episodes in the middle of July.
Hell yeah.
I love it, man. I love this league. I love how it's growing. And I think this is going to be a fantastic season. Corey, thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Je suis ici avec Patrick Jones, ancien des Marchands de Chupagon à Sur, avec les Corsaires du Péninsule Acadienne. Patrick, comment ça file?
Ça file vraiment bien, là, first look là, au chandail, là, puis vraiment impressionné, puis vraiment satisfait là, du résultat final là, sur le logo et tout ça. Là.
Qu'est-ce que tu as à dire aux partisans de Tracadie de Chupagon qui sont un peu inquiets de cette décision ici?
Don't worry about it. On va faire nos preuves cet hiver là, dès les premières parties. Là, on va faire sûr que vous savez c'est quoi qui était le plan derrière tout ça. C'est dans le but là, on veut être une équipe de hockey qui est très forte. Puis on veut amener du monde dans les arénas cet hiver. Il y en avait beaucoup l'an passé là, quand la série là, Tracadie puis les Marchands. Donc cet hiver là, on a joiné les équipes là, puis on veut que ça s'aille encore plus fort. Fait que le hockey va être bon là.
On est pas mal primés de voir ça. Une équipe du Péninsule Acadienne, beaucoup de talents de par ici. Merci Patrick pour ton temps.
OK, pas de problème Corey, merci à toi.
Ça va bien. Corey. Hey, on est ici avec l'entraîneur-chef du Corsaire du Péninsule Acadienne, Dave Cowan. Dave, des gros annoncements aujourd'hui, comment ça fait?
Je suis vraiment excité. de pouvoir commencer une si belle aventure avec c'est une nouvelle équipe, une direction. Je pense que tout le monde est emballé, les joueurs sont ici. Je pense que oui, on est excité. J'ai hâte de pouvoir commencer à travailler avec mon équipe d'entraîneurs, la direction, les joueurs pour emboîter le pas, disons.
Beaucoup de partisans qui nous suivent. Qu'est-ce que tu as à dire aux partisans? Pourquoi est-ce qu'ils devraient sortir à l'aréna cet hiver? Moi, je sais les raisons, mais...
Je pense que si ces gens-là ont vu le Poséidon de l'année passée, une équipe, je pense, qui nous a ouvert les portes ou qui nous a montré beaucoup de choses en ayant une vision péninsulaire, je pense que le calibre va être extrêmement fort. Je pense que vous pouvez le voir, les autres équipes, tous les gens qui signent, tout ça. Ça va être du hockey extrêmement, je pense, rapide, avec un beau calibre de jeu. Les gens vont avoir des méchantes belles parties à aller voir.
La moitié des games vont être jouées à Chipagon, la moitié à Tracadie, c'est ça que c'est?
Oui, c'est ça. On parle de 24 parties, 12 locales, qui veut dire 6 à Chipagon, 6 à Tracadie. C'est ce qui a été déterminé.
Vraiment excitant. Merci beaucoup pour ton temps, Dave.
Plaisir.
Mes amis, podcast!
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
André, on est ici avec André, le directeur général des Corsaires du Péninsule Acadien. Moi, je veux plus te parler des règles. Vous avez les imports comme n'importe quelle autre équipe, sauf le gardien. Puis vous avez 5 juniors, c'est ça?
Oui. C'est les mêmes règlements pour toutes les... Au début, ça accrochait un peu, mais c'est les mêmes règlements pour toute l'équipe du circuit Beau Séjour. Puis je pense que c'est fait. On peut pas faire une ligue puis avoir des règlements pour 5 équipes, puis avoir un autre règlement différent qu'une autre équipe. Puis je pense qu'on a apprécié le fait qu'à la dernière rencontre, les dirigeants de toutes les autres équipes ont accepté d'avoir les mêmes règlements égaux pour toutes les équipes du circuit. Nous autres, c'est sûr qu'on a déjà 2 cartes junior A, qu'on avait Tristan Mercure puis Dylan Bolger de l'année passée, qu'on veut garder là. Il nous reste 3 cartes junior A. On veut faire place aux joueurs de la péninsule acadienne avant de remplir ces cartes-là. Mais l'import, oui, on va les chercher. Puis dans les buts, je pense que ça ne nous intéresse pas. Dans les buts, on a 3 bons gardiens à la péninsule acadienne. Oui,
beaucoup de talent dans la péninsule acadienne. Les partisans, ils sont un peu inquiets de ce site. On est pas mal content de voir l'équipe. L'énergie dans ce champ était pas mal haut. Qu'est-ce que tu as à dire aux partisans de Chipagon puis de Tracadie?
Oui, moi j'invite cordialement les partisans de Chipagon, les partisans de Tracadie, les partisans aussi de Caraquette, parce qu'il y a quand même des joueurs de hockey de Caraquette qui font partie de l'équipe des Corsaires de la péninsule acadienne. Moi j'invite les gens de la péninsule à venir voir le produit qu'on va avoir sur la glace, qu'elle soit à Chipagon ou à Tracadie. Puis je pense qu'on va mettre une bonne énergie, puis la foule ne sera pas déçue du spectacle.
Parfait. Merci beaucoup, André.
Merci à vous autres d'être ici.